Rees Jones, one of the designers, the great designers that we have in our country today. And Rees, welcome to the Back Nine Boys Golf Show. Thank you for being with us. I want to talk about a couple of your projects. You've done projects, obviously, all over the world, but out of the projects that you've done and earning the moniker, the Open Doctor, what projects are you most proud of?
Well, actually, I'm proud of all of our projects because they all presented a different challenge. Some are in the desert, some are in the mountains, some are alongside the ocean. But there are certain projects that you really can't forget, and that's like Bethpage, the restoration of Bethpage for the 2002 U.S. Open and then the 2009 U.S. Open, because it really brought the public player into the equation of championship golf, and as well as the Torrey Pines redo that hosted the 2008 U.S. Open. But there's so many of my original designs that I could be pleased with, but I really don't want to cite one or the other.
You know, one of the things that I know is, as a designer, you have the options to just, look at a piece of land and you have the opportunity to, design it how you see fit. And do you get more enjoyment out of, or let me put it another way, which is harder to do, a redesign of a current course or starting from scratch?
Well, it's harder to start from scratch because it's really taking land that's really never been touched and finding the holes and then letting the holes unfold in your eye and then creating the design as you go. Redoing a course, you can actually see the whole golf course in front of you, much like the Plantation course at Sea Island or Torrey Pines or Bethpage. You really can see what's in front of you, and so it's a little bit easier to have a concept for the whole design before you start.
And I know that your remodeling skills, according to your website, have been applied to 7 U.S. Open venues, 8 PGA Championship courses, 5 Ryder Cup, including Medina, where they had the 2012 Ryder Cup, 2 Walker Cup sites, as well as the President's Cup that was at the Royal Montreal. I mean, those have got to be unbelievable prides for you as far as your designs go.
Well, it really is, and I was brought up by my father, Robert Trent Jones, who really did a lot of the same things before me, so I sort of carried his mantle into becoming the Open Doctor and doing all these courses over, getting ready for the increased capabilities of the players and the better equipment and the conditioning that they're under. So, I mean, we had to upgrade a lot of courses. Some were rebuilt completely, like Torrey Pines, the Atlanta Athletic Club, and some were restored, like Baltusrol and Bethpage.
Well, I know one of the quotes that you've been famous for is, "The best idea I ever had was to go out on my own at the age of 33."
It really was.
Can you explain that to us?
Well, I went out in 1974, and it was during a recession, so I was able to establish myself. I didn't have that many economic needs because my children weren't even of school age, and it worked out well because I was able to position myself. And then I got the Open redo at US, at Brookline, the Country Club, and then I got Pinehurst number 7. I got Hague Point, and then Hazeltine. So it sort of was a good time for me to go out on my own and establish my own name.
And you've also had an opportunity to do some work in Atlanta at the at Eastlake. Tell us about that.
Oh, if you talk about one of my favorite places, Eastlake really is, because that's more than just a golf project. That's really a life project. Tom Cousins bought the old Eastlake Golf Club as well as the surrounding land and turned it into a haven for people that really had no chance before. And now he's graduated like 400 children from his middle school, and he's building a high school, and the crime rate is 0. They don't have any problem with the crime with the kids, and it really was the second highest crime rate in the country when we went in there in the middle 90s. And the Tour Championship is now at Eastlake, and it's one of the best stops, the best courses on the tour.
Well, you've also done some courses in North Carolina. I know you've done a lot of courses in North Carolina, but specifically I'd like to talk a little bit about Duke, CCNC, and, of course, Old Chatham, which has always been a favorite, and I know that is just, people talk about that golf course quite a bit, as well as the other two.
Well, Duke is very close to my heart because I played for the Yale golf team on the Duke course in 1962 in the NCAA championship, and I didn't do very well, so I blew up all the holes I did poorly on. I redid the course in the late 90s. And then I rebuilt that whole golf course. It's a Robert Trent Jones design. And it's well run. It's one of the best sites in the South. It's well run by Ed Ibarguen and the staff, and it's a real jewel for a university golf course. Country Club North Carolina, I really didn't have a whole lot to do. I worked with my dad initially on redoing the original course, and then I redid part of the Cardinal course, but there's been a lot of architects that have worked on that special place, and I'm just fortunate to have been one of them. And Old Chatham is just, it's one of the great clubs in America. I mean, it was built for golf, and it's, the members are real avid golfers. You go there, and they've really developed great friendships and great bonds. They even let Duke graduates hang around with North Carolina graduates. So it's kind of fun, and it's really a wonderful piece of ground. And we just converted those greens last year to Bermuda, and we converted the Duke greens this year to Bermuda. So now they're both in tip-top shape.
Yeah, I played on Old Chatham right after you had redone the greens with a charity tournament for the first tee of the Triangle, and it was just spectacular. And I know a lot of people that belong there. I know a lot of my friends who say that they don't belong there would love to have the opportunity to play because they've heard so many great things about Old Chatham. You just did a wonderful job over there. Well,
John Marino does a wonderful job, and I think the ones that don't belong, they're going to find it would be easy to access the club because it's really priced to be a golf club.
Let's also talk about some of your developments here in Georgia. Ocean Forest. Tell us about how that all came about.
Well, Bill Jones and I got together at the RNA meeting in Scotland, got to be friends, and he had this land at the tip of Sea Island. The other courses are on St. Simon's Island that are really operated by the Cloister. And the two of us together really found the golf course. It's got oceanfront holes, the 17th and 18th. It's got riverfront holes. It's got dunes that float through the land. I mean, it's probably the best oceanside golf course in America. And for an architect to get a piece of property like that and sort of leave it alone, just find the golf holes, it was one of my favorite projects.
And Plantation at Sea Island has also been, that was a redesign for you. Tell us about that project.
Well, that's the first project that we did at Sea Island, and we did it that's 20 years ago, and then upgraded a little bit since then. And the great thing about that is that it's just a very, very enjoyable golf course. I mean, the people that stay at the hotel or the lodge play it over and over again. It challenges them, yet they can shoot their targeted score. So it's a very enjoyable golf course. Yet when they played the Mid-Am qualifier for the Mid-Am USGA Mid-Am Championship, I think it was on the scorecard it was harder to play than the Seaside for the better players. So it accommodates every level of player.
This is the Back Nine Boys Golf Show.
Golf is a game that inspires the extremes of feeling. It's up to the top players to manage their emotions so they can play their best golf. But sometimes that just isn't possible all the time at back9boys.com.
God, Tiger!
And
we'll be right
one
back.
of the designers, the great designers that we have in
This
our
is the
country
Back
today.
Nine
And
Boys
the other thing
Network,
that I want to talk to
available
you
all the
about
time
is
at
it more exciting
back9boys.com.
to you to have
We're on the phone with
title
Rees
open
Jones, one of the designers,
and
the great
then also
designers
have an
that we have in our country today.
And the other thing that I want to talk to you about is it more exciting to you to have the title open doctor and then also have an opportunity to design golf courses where the Ryder Cups are going to be like you did with Medina?
Oh, yes. Medina, and then we got the coming up in 2024. The first one we redid was the Country Club, and great sporting events in all golf, and Hazeltine's our next one, and Medina, and then we got Green Stage coming up in 2024. The putt, the Americans one, and my green, one of the great sporting events in all golf, and Medina. My green, the Country Club, the 17th green, enabled Justin Leonard to make the putt, the Americans one, and my green on the right. On the 17th hole, to some degree, Medina, I get a great deal of pride seeing how European teams do the holes prevail because you have something to do with the final result of that whole location on the right. So to some
And you've
degree,
also been
I
recognized
get a great
many
deal of pride
times for
seeing
your
how
contributions
the
to the
design of the
game,
whole
and
really
one of the ones that
has
I know
something to do
you've
with the
got to
final
be
result
most
of
proud
the
of
event.
is the 2013 Donald Ross
And you're
Award.
also been recognized
From the
many
American
times for
Society
your
of Golf Course
contributions to the
Architects.
game, and one of the
But
ones
yes,
that I know
think to
you've
be
got to be
honored
most
by
proud
your,
of is the
your peers,
2013 Donald Ross Award
that's
from the American
quite an
Society of
achievement,
Golf Course
and,
Architects.
I think it really kind of
I
means
think
that
to be
I fit in
honored
well
by your
with
all
peers,
my fellow golf course architects, and Bob Tubbs, who lives in Atlanta,
quite an
was the
achievement,
president at the
and,
time, and he's the one that gave me
I
the
think
award.
it
He's one
really
of my
kind of
good
means
buddies,
that I fit in well
that made it
with
even more special.
all my fellow golf course architects. And
So
Bob Tubbs,
to
who
get
lives
that
in
award
Atlanta,
from
was
the
golf
president
course
at the time, and
architect.
he's the one that gave me the award, and he's one of my
38
good
years
buddies.
after my father got the
that made
award,
it even more
was
special.
really great.
So to get that award from the golf course
And
architect,
next year, you'll also be the
38
recipient
years
of the
after my
Golf
father
Course
got the
Builders
award was
Association
really
of
great,
America's Don Rossi
wonderful
Award,
experience for me.
making you one of. And next year, you'll also
who's
be
been
the
awarded
recipient
this
of the
award,
Golf Course Builders Association of America's Don Rossi
So
Award,
it's one of 6 people that have
making
been
you
awarded
one of
the
6 people
Old Tom Morris
who's
Award,
been
the Donald Ross
awarded this award
and the
in the
and
country.
Don Rossi Award. There's only
That's
one of
right.
6 people that have been
Byron
awarded
Nelson,
the
my father,
Old Tom Morris
Dr.
Award, the
Michael
Donald
Hurst,
Ross
Jack
Award,
Nicholson,
and the
Palmer, myself. That's pretty good
and the
company.
Don Rossi Award. There's
And
only
Right,
six.
not bad.
Byron Nelson,
No,
my father,
I think
Dr. Michael
the
Hurst,
thing
and
that
Jack Nicholson,
telling about the award is
that's
that
pretty good company.
building a golf
and I
course
think
is a
Not
team
bad.
effort. It's a
No,
team effort with the
I think
superintendent, with the
thing
contractor, with the shapers,
telling about the award
with the
is that
architects,
with the engineers,
building a golf
and I
course is a
think
team
the
effort.
award,
It's a
getting
team
the
effort
award
with
with
the
the
superintendent
builders really
means
means
that
contractor, with the shapers,
I'm a very, very
with
good
the
team member as far as they're
engineers,
concerned when they
and I
build
think
one of
the
my golf
award,
courses.
getting the award from the builders really
Well,
means
Rees,
that
as far as
I'm
your
a very, very
design
good team member
philosophy,
as far as they're
can you
concerned
put
when
that
they build one of my golf
in
courses.
a couple of minutes for us? Well, Rees, as far as your design
Yeah,
philosophy,
I mean,
can you,
we're doing
can you
this
put
course
that in
in
a couple of minutes for
Winter
us?
Haven, called Country Club Winter Haven, and it's
yeah,
I mean, we're doing this course
whole locations. It's got multiple tees. It's got multiple angles.
Winter Haven, called Country Club
It's
Winter
got
Haven, and
multiple angles and some of the.
it's got open
longer
entrances,
holes.
it's got protected hole locations, it's got multiple
and,
tees, it's
I
got
think
multiple
shot
angles on the
options
par
is
threes,
my,
it's got multiple angles and some
main
longer holes.
interest
When I design a golf
and,
course, I don't want to
think
make
shot
options
just one
is my
shot every time. I want the
course
course
to
to
be
be
something
something
that people play over and over again and
interesting
kind of when I design a golf course. I don't want to make it just one shot every time. I want the
around
course
the
to be
greens or
something
into
that
the
people
greens
play
or
over and over
from the
again and kind of
bunker.
experience it.
And I
different,
think that's what I really
try to
a
accomplish.
different challenge
A lot
around
of
the
open
greens
entrances,
or
a lot
into
of
the
choices
greens
or
or
from
shot
the
options.
And I think that's what I really try to accomplish.
Design of AW.
A lot of open entrances, a lot of choices,
design
shot
shot
options,
options, and I've redone
and I learned that really from the design of AW at Fillingham to getting ready to design ball control, and I've redone that whole golf course. I've redone the whole previous PGA, but the golf course. We really brought it back to Fillingham's style. Other people at PGA and also we restored the golf course much like he did that Blades Black. We really brought it back to Fillingham's style. Fillingham's shot options is really what I restored the golf course much like he did that Page Black, which is another Tillingham.
Well, having played some of your
Fillingham's
courses,
shot options is really what
I really understand that you want to give different shot options. Well, having played some of your courses into every hole, I really understand that you want to give different shot options. It seems like I don't play the same
now
shot
when they say the
into
game
every
is
hole
slowing
because
down,
I'm
I
not in
think
the
it's only
same
slowing
place
down
every
in some
time.
areas because the weather's been bad. But now when they say the game is slowing down, I think it's only slowing down in some areas because the weather's been bad. But
to well in your 80s.
it's a game of a lifetime with your children, your grandchildren. Enjoy from childhood.
If we make the
Of course,
courses
well
so
and
they're very
very
playable
playable
from the
you
forward
enjoy
tees
playing
with
with your
open
children, your
entrances,
grandchildren,
and the ability to play them.
if we make the
very
courses
young and
so
very
they're
old,
playable from the
we've
forward
really done our
tees,
job
open
to make it a game
entrances,
of a lifetime.
and the ability to play them when you're very
Totally
young
agree
and
with
very
you
old.
there. I mean, I've heard a
we've
lot of
really done
people
our
talk
job to
about,
make it a
the
game of a
courses are
lifetime.
too hard. It takes too long
Totally
to play.
agree with you there. I mean, I've heard a lot of
they're
people
still
talk
trying to
about,
play
the
from the
courses
wrong
are too
tees.
hard.
It takes too
their
long
pride
to
just
play.
doesn't let them move up to the
and
right
they're
tees.
still trying to
So
play
one,
from
they
the
could
wrong
speed
tees.
up the game. They could enjoy it. Their pride just doesn't let them
What we
move up
have
to
to
the right
do is we've got to
tees.
build more
So
forward
one, they could
tees
speed
so
up the
that they
game
play
and
the
they could
real
enjoy
tees
it
so they
more.
don't think they're playing too far
What
forward.
we have to do is
we
we've
got
got
to
to
build more forward tees so that they play the real
tees
tees so they don't think they're playing too far forward.
The PGA
We did that
play
for
the back tees,
so
we had a new back
tees,
tees,
so
so
we
we
played the
played
real
the
back
back
tees.
years
So
ago.
I
I
think
think
maybe
we've
we
got
got
to play the back tees.
so more forward
we had
tees,
a new back
especially
tees
for the
so we play the real back
beginners.
tees.
So I think we've got a player that should be playing a little more forward tees, especially for the beginners. So then the player that should be playing.
And Rees, I also know that you're working a lot overseas,
positively.
and I know a lot of designers that you're working a lot overseas, and because of your reputation. I know a lot of designers projects that you're doing overseas right now because of your reputation.
Well, I just got back
tell us about some of the projects that you're doing overseas right now.
Called Ibaraki in Osaka. Well, I just got back from Japan where we Pacific Open on it, and 9 under par won it, and the 8 under par was leading after the first day, and 9 under par won it, and 8 under par was leading after the first day. So I always like it when Japan Association set it up perfectly, and we're also working in China. I always like it when single working under par. Now we finished one in Kunming. We're also working in China. And we're working on 2 projects now. We finished one in Kunming. We're doing one in Beijing. Fortunately, a lot of the American contractors have moved over there. And doing work over there. A lot of the American contractors have moved over there to China and doing work over there. We're going to build one in Loreto, Mexico. We're doing one at Playa Grande. We're going to build one in Loreto, Mexico. It's the north coast of the Playa Grande Republic. There's a Mon Hotel. I've only got 10 holes on the ocean. The north coast of the Dominican Republic. Better sites. I've only got 10 holes on the ocean. So I think you're going to find golfers. Better sites going there. The original Robert Trent Jones golf course. I think you're going to find golfers. We're redoing going there. The original Robert Trent Jones golf course that we're doing. We're redoing and getting ready for the 21st century. We're doing the one I mentioned. We're doing one in Haven. We're doing one in the Bahamas for casino. We're doing the one I mentioned in Winter Haven. Iowa for casino in Grand Falls, South Dakota. Iowa just and looks like they're going to start one in New Orleans, South Dakota, as well as and looks like they're going to start one in New Orleans around the world. So as well as a couple other in moving along. It's not quite as slow as people think, but it does force us moving along. It's not quite as slow as people think, but it does force us to move outside the environs of our.
When you design a golf course or redesign a golf course, and they have a golf tournament there, whether it be a PGA and they have Ryder Cup and a tournament there, whether it be a PGA or a Ryder Cup and 18 under, you see some of these guys shooting 15, 16, 18 anyway. Does that get you upset in any way?
That's a very good question. I think that's a very good question. It probably gets the owner more upset than it does me because it probably gets the owner more upset than it does me because the stage, but I don't direct the play. The course is set up. If you see those low scores, it's basically because they set it up. If you see those low scores, it's basically they set it up. Medina, when we had the PGA there, played a lot harder. Medina, when we had the PGA there, played a lot harder because they wanted to see birdies play the Ryder Cup because they wanted to see birdies and eagles at the Ryder Cup. Okay. Virtually had no rough. That's Page when and that's okay. The Ryder Cup is there. That's Page when the Ryder Cup is there. The Ryder Cup is there. Hazeltine, the Ryder Cup is there. They'll probably mow the rough down. So there'll be more birdies. But when they play the PGA, but when they play the PGA, Hazeltine twice. It was a very tough test, and obviously the two opens played. It was a very tough test, and obviously the two opens played. It's really not my call. It's really not my call. It's managed call set up, and the people that manage. So I don't get as upset anymore as I used to, but I always. So I don't get as upset anymore as I used to. But now I like to make sure single digit under par. Now I like to see single digit under par. And the green sits off, there's nothing you do to protect par. And the green sits off, there's nothing you do to protect par because they can fly the ball at the pin with.
Right.
No problem.
Let me ask you a question away from the design. How often do you get to play?
I haven't played recently. But I haven't played over Japan when I was there. I played over Japan when I was there this summer, and I played a lot this summer. I'm starting to play a little bit better. I broke my shoulder 3 years ago. I broke my shoulder 3 years ago. Now I'm finally getting my shoulder so I can swing through the ball. So I did learn. I did learn how important shoulder play golf matter. There's what your capabilities matter. The fun of being around because the fun of being around the time. Three of your buddies is almost more important than how well you score. Is almost more important than how well you score on the golf course.
And Rees, what is your handicap? If you don't mind me asking? I'm not telling you that because it's going up. I'm not telling you that. I've always been a single. But now I'm in double digits. I'm not declaring that handicap. Declaring that handicap. That's just because you're not playing. That's just because you're not playing. That's just because you're not playing.
Hope springs eternal. I'm getting back to single digits. Don't worry.
Are you proud of the fact that the moniker that people have given you is the Open Doctor?
Well, I like it. Because it really carries legacy with it. And I like the fact that I was chosen over and over. I think they have PGA Championship at Bell Rees, which is one of my favorite places in St. Louis. Heading out there on Sunday to go to two World Series games. Work on the course, getting ready for the PGA. But I mean, just hired by these different clubs to do their work and have them so pleased with the result and the quality of the tournament that played there. Gives me just so much pleasure that I continue to do it. I got the 16 PGA at Baltus, the 18 PGA at Bell Rees, and then the 19 PGA and that's a lot of fun for me.
Well, Rees Jones, thank you so much for being with us on the Back Nine Boys. I appreciate you giving us time.
Well, I appreciate it. And say hi to all my buddies down there at the island.
This is the Back Nine Boys Golf Show.
How you doing, Chili Dipper? Looks like you got El Jose.
And we'll be